the po- the popular vote argument was never part of the founding of this nation and was never designed to be the way that we elect our leaders. So, I mean, again, that's just fantasy.
That's cool. And that also wasn't our point.
Do you want to state any other obvious facts about how the United States works?
Yes.
So I mean, I guess what I'm saying is your argument is specious. Your argument is totally irrelevant because you're saying Donald Trump never won the popular vote, but who the hell cares?
Donald Trump's support among black voters has grown by 500% in the last 4 years, according to the New York Times. His support among black voters is now 23%, marking a 19% increase since October 2020. And a poll from the Arab American Institute from the end of 2023 showed support among Arab American voters for Biden has plummeted by nearly 60% in 2020 to 17% today. I mean, those two things are quite extraordinary when his main opponent is somebody that the Democrats love to demonize, quite literally. You use that word yourself, but they demonize him constantly as the worst racist in America. Why is it that those two things are happening?
What is up, everyone? This fiery debate on Piers Morgan Uncensored dives into Trump's popularity and the GOP's questionable strategies. Benny Johnson takes on Destiny in a back and forth that exposes just how much the 2024 election and recent events have changed the political landscape. Let's break it all down and figure out what's really going on. Let's get into it.
Well, for people voting from the Middle East or of Arab descent or whatever, right now they're probably going to be heavily influenced by stuff going on in Israel-Palestine, obviously. But I think that Americans' memory when it comes to foreign policy tends to be pretty short. So we'll have to see where Israel-Palestine is at in 6 months to see how much that's on the forefront of people's minds. But again, for any person that's not supporting Biden because they think he's being too harsh on Gaza, it's not like Trump would be any better. Again, Trump is a staunchly pro-Israel supporter. Trump was the one who recognized the moving of that embassy. The idea that Donald Trump is going to try to rein in the leash on Israel more than Biden has is ridiculous. As for minority votes for Trump, again, it's hard to say. Everything is so up in the air. There were just some polls that came out recently that show that there was almost like a 10-point swing in how people are viewing Biden's senility just after the State of the Union, where Democrats and independent voters now have a much more favorable view of Biden after the State of the Union in regards to his senility. And I also saw that the AP posted something today showing that a majority of American voters think that both Biden and Trump are too old and senile to be in office. So I think that we're going to have to wait a few months until we get closer to the election to see what people actually care about, because every time an issue comes up, people think this is going to be the election deciding issue. But then, in a couple of weeks, something else comes up. In a month or two, something completely different is being talked about, and we'll see what happens when the actual election rolls around. I would like to remind people, though, for as much as people say, this is why Trump is popular, this is why most Americans support Trump, Trump has never won a popular election in the entire history of the United States.
Oh, there it is. The left loves trotting this out like it proves anything. Let's talk about the 2024 election, shall we? Trump didn't need the popular vote because he knew how to work the electoral college. The guy swept through key states like Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Arizona while Biden hid in his Delaware basement. Destiny acting like the popular vote matters is like complaining that football teams should win based on total yardage, not touchdowns. The rules are the rules, and Trump knows how to win. Plus, Biden's popular vote support has crumbled thanks to his misleading of everything from Ukraine to the border crisis.
Conservatives enjoy a great deal of structural advantage, whether it's the composition of the Senate and each state getting 2 votes, whether it's the composition of the House and a disproportionate amount of voters in conservative states being represented, or whether it's the electoral college where somebody like Donald Trump can lose to Hillary Clinton by millions of votes and still somehow come away with the presidency. So don't fall for this illusion that Trump has ever been the most popular candidate in the United States. That's not true. Even in the elections he's won, he's only won it because of the structural advantages that conservatives enjoy in the U.S. electoral system.
We're a constitutional dude. Have you read the founding documents? We're a constitutional republic. We're not a direct democracy. That's not how this country was founded. If you want that, move to a different country. That's not.
No,
the presidency was never supposed to be.
Part of what I just said was complaining about the structure of our democracy. I was just explaining that using
this
an
idea,
electoral system to point to the popularity of the president isn't exactly accurate. Are you following the conversation?
The popular vote argument was never part of the founding of this nation and was never designed to be the way that we elect our leaders. So, I mean, again, that's just fantasy.
That's cool. That also wasn't our point.
Do you want to state any other obvious facts about how the United States works?
Yes.
So I mean, I guess what I'm saying is your argument is specious. Your argument is totally irrelevant because you're saying Donald Trump never won the popular vote, but who the hell cares?
Yeah, look, I think the bottom line is.
Let
me just jump in a minute. Let me jump in. I think the bottom line is regardless, Donald Trump won the White House in 2016.
And in 2024, he did it again, despite all the odds stacked against him. The media, the FBI censorship during the Hunter Biden scandal, and Silicon Valley interference, they all tried to stop him, and it didn't work. Why? Because Trump connects with real Americans. Look at the record-breaking turnout in rural areas last election. He's a billionaire who somehow resonates more with farmers and truckers than the supposed party of the people. That's the real story here, and Destiny can nitpick all he wants, but facts don't care about his feelings.
And all the polls suggest he might well win it again, which for a guy who literally was never a politician, but was a real estate magnate and a TV star, is pretty sensational, and some might think pretty damning of the American political system. One of the reasons, Benny, I think that Trump is so popular with so many Americans is he does not behave like a regular politician. It's part of his charm to them. And one of the examples I'll give was his reaction after the Biden State of the Union thing. He put out some Snapchat filters, morphing Biden's face into Pinocchio, a woman, and a dog. And we have some pictures here. And you can't look at that and not laugh. I mean, even if you hate Trump, it's funny, right?
Also caps and won't go into effect until 2025.
But this lady, Katie Britt, who popped up after the State of the Union to give the Republican response. Let's take a little look at her in action.
Good evening, America. My name is Katie Britt, and I have the honor of serving the people of the great state of Alabama in the United States Senate. However, that's not the job that matters most. I am a proud wife and mom of 2 school-aged kids. My daughter Bennett and my son Ridgway are why I ran for the Senate. I'm worried about their future and the future of children in every corner of our nation. And that's why I invited you into our home tonight.
Well, Scarlett Johansson popped up on Saturday Night Live and gave this version of Miss Britt.
Good evening, America. My name is Katie Britt, and I have the honor of serving the great people of Alabama. But tonight, I'll be auditioning for the part of Scary Mom. And I'll be performing an original monologue called This Country is Hell. You see, I'm not just a senator. I'm a wife, a mother, and the craziest bitch in the Target parking lot. I'm worried about the future of our children, and this is why I've invited you into this strange, empty kitchen. Because Republicans wanted me to appeal to women voters, and women love kitchen.
Well, Detson, before I get your reaction to this, Charlie Kirk, the CEO of the Trump-affiliated group Turning Points USA, said Joe Biden just declared war on the American right, and Katie Britt is talking like she's hosting a cooking show.
This is the GOP's problem in a nutshell. The country is dealing with record inflation, an open border, and global instability, and this is what they roll out: a response that feels like a Hallmark card commercial. Republicans can't afford this level of mediocrity when the stakes are this high. Look at how Vivek Ramaswamy has energized voters with this unapologetic takes. Why didn't they put him on that stage? Instead, we get Katie Britt channeling Sarah Palin 2.0, and it's not working. It's like trying to lose the culture war on purpose. And GOP leadership needs to wake up, or they'll be stuck hosting the world's saddest cooking show for the next 4 years. Let me know down in the comments below if you would agree with that.
So even a lot on the right were creeped out by this. I mean, it was completely, it reminded me a lot of Sarah Palin when she came along, and John McCain inexplicably decided to go with Palin, which probably cost him that election. What did you make of this when you were watching it?
I feel like it's a perfect summary right now of where the Conservative Party is at in the United States. This is like fake, this feigned outrage for what's going on. It's these impassioned pleas to save the country. It's the horrendous misciting. Like we just got, all of these people upset that Biden mispronounced the one lady's name, and here this lady is completely and totally misrepresenting this story, trying to blame Biden for the woman that had basically been sex trafficked. I think it was like 10 or 20 years ago. This lady's been traveling around the country telling this story for like some decades now. And Katie's trying to pretend like this happened under Biden. I just think it's a perfect summation of what the Conservative Party stands for right now, which is like all outrage and no substance.
Benny, have you got any defense of Miss Britt? Did you think this was a powerful moment for the Republicans?
This is why you're so good at what you do, Piers, because on its face, I agree with Destiny. because we deserved better as a response to the State of the Union. Like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but like
That's my headline now. That's my headline for the tease for this segment. Benny Johnson, I agree with Destiny.
Katie Britt deserves a Razzie for that performance. And if you listen to the way that she talks as like a normal person, that's not the way she talks. No. It's totally performative. And there are real serious person. It's not just a girl. It's Laken Riley. She's an American. Her family is mourning, and they deserve, obviously, to have their daughter alive and not slaughtered by a criminal alien. But as a Republican Party, messaging matters. It's really important.
Benny nails it here. The GOP can't afford to keep fumbling with weak responses, especially after the 2024 election proved that messaging is everything. Look at Vivek Ramaswamy. This guy crushed it in the debates and energized the conservative base. But instead of spotlighting him, the party throws up bland, uninspiring responses like Katie Britt's. It's like handing a water pistol to a firefighter. If Republicans want to capitalize on their 2024 victories, they need voices that connect. The left dominates cultural narratives, and the GOP's response has to be sharper, smarter, and yes, more entertaining.
And you can't put up somebody like that. I don't know why they didn't pick Vivek. I got to be honest with you. I don't know why they didn't pick Vivek.
I agree.
This is absolutely a time to have Vivek Ramaswamy talk, and he's a great communicator.
Yeah.
Why they went this way, I do not know. It was a gift. This is the final thing I'll say. It's a gift.
That's it for today's breakdown. Let me know in the comments, are Benny and Destiny making valid points, or is this just more political theater? Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell for more sharp takes on the biggest stories, and we'll see you guys next time.